Alright guys, welcome to another episode of J Money Sports Show and also for the B-Ball Nation. Today we're going to talk about Phil Jackson going to the Knicks and how he can help the Knicks. So Phil is expected to sign the contract and finalize the deal later today. Um, he's expected to get paid about 12 to 14 mil. Although I don't know the length of the contract or like how long he'll be the president of the basketball operation for New York. Now everybody knows I'm a big Laker fan. Jim Buss made a huge mistake again, letting Phil Jackson go to another team. He passed on 11-time champion and one of, if not the greatest basketball mind twice. He passed on him twice. While guys like Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, and every other Laker legends told him hire Phil Jackson. He would not listen because of his ego. He wants all the credit. He wants to call the shots. And I would not have a problem with that if he made a good decisions in the past. All of his decision making has been horrible, especially the coaching hire. Now, the topic we're going to talk about is the New York Knicks and the Phil Jackson. So I'll stop there for Jim Buss talk. What he brings. Phil Jackson brings credibility the New York Knicks doesn't have. They probably never had that. He's a coach who won 11 championship. Yeah, 11 championship. So, he could bring out the ring and meet free agent and tell that person, hey, trust me, let's make something happen. Now let's create a championship team. I know what kind of a team it needs to be to win a championship. And you're gonna have a way better shot of getting a superstar through Phil Jackson than Jim Dolan and Jim Buss. Um, but as of right now, though, New York Knicks they have some bad contracts. For example, Amari Stoudemire can't opt in to get paid $23.4 million. It would be stupid of him to not opt in. He's not going to get paid not even close to what he's making now. So he's going to opt in. You got Bagnani's 12 mil. He's going to opt in. And you still have to pay Tyson Chandler's $14.5 million. And Raymond Felton is also on the book until next year for $4.3 million. And they don't have a first round pick for 2014. So there are limited stuff Phil Jackson can do right away. But one thing he can do is persuade Carmelo Anthony and tell him to trust him and look on the future. Phil Jackson can persuade Carmelo Anthony. Phil Jackson has the credibility. He has an aura. He could bring out, again, like I said, his 11 rings. And, you're going to have a way better shot of keeping Carmelo with Phil than with Dolan speaking to him. Now you look ahead. 2015 free agent list. From what I know, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, Rajon Rondo, and LaMarcus Aldridge can be a free agent that summer. That's where the work begins for Phil Jackson. He needs to go out, meet these free agents, talk to them, and sign them. Bring him to New York. That's what Dolan hired him to do. That's what the New York Knicks fans are hopeful. Now they have a hope now thanks to Phil Jackson. Um, Phil Jackson is entering the situation where he cannot go anywhere but up. New York Knicks is that terrible right now. Um, Jim Dolan needs to step aside and let Phil Jackson clean the mess that he made. Because of his wrong, terrible decision making. Now, who does Phil Jackson bring in as a coach? I highly doubt that Phil Jackson is gonna coach this team. Looking at how the roster is right now, that this team is very terrible. They have in order for Phil Jackson to coach, it needs to be an ideal situation for him. It needs to be a team that has a shot of winning a title. New York Knicks is not that right now. They're terrible. So I highly doubt he's gonna come down and coach himself unless something happens this summer. If he can somehow find a way to trade Amari Stoudemire, to get rid of Andrea Bargnani, and bring in a free agent right away, then who knows? Phil Jackson could come down and coach. It's highly doubtful though. So he could bring in you know quote Phil Jackson quote guys like there has been a news about Steve Kerr possibly coming in. I see a guy like Ron Harper or even Derek Fisher. Now Fisher is expected to retire after this season. Now, Fisher is a great leader. He's a great speaker. And those three guys would run the triangle offense, and that's what Phil Jackson wants. He wants to coach the coaches, coach the scouts. He wants to be the mentor of a young coach. And those three guys will be a perfect ideal coach for Phil Jackson to mentor. And Carmelo, I assume, would not have a problem with that since it is Phil Jackson guy. But here's the question. Does Phil Jackson want Carmelo Anthony? Like I said, 2015 free agent class is loaded. And also they have a 2015 first round draft pick, which I predict to be a top 10 pick. That's not a bad way to start the rebuilding process. No, not having Carmelo, that just means more cap room to play with. But that remains to be seen if Phil Jackson won Carmelo or not. But as of right now, it looks like Phil Jackson's first main goal is to talk to Carmelo Anthony and persuade him to stay and have him trust Phil Jackson to bring in a right pieces, a right star player, and help him and help the New York Knicks to win a title. It is a great day for New York and their fans. It gives them hope for a better future. Phil Jackson has never been an executive, but in my opinion, I think he'll do a good job. Um, it's a very sad day for the Laker fan. We lost Phil Jackson. We passed on him twice. So yeah, that's my opinion and that's my perspective of Phil Jackson going to the Knicks. He is expected to sign the contract later today. So off he goes to New York. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the episode, and see you guys next time.